How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Yamsy Boy, and we're here for day 4 of Trails of Cold Steel. Last thing that happened, Eustace and Machias try to get along, fail. And also we saw a mysterious child riding on a robot. Where have I seen that before? Although this is a new child. And we also got a little bit of information about how the provincial army in Bereahard is arming up big time, which is indicative of a potential civil armed conflict in the future. That's about it. We did everything we could on the first day of the field study, so now we're going back to the hotel. That's Father. Huh?
What?
I'm terribly sorry for not coming to greet you, Father. Although I'm here but for a short time, I, Eustace, have returned to enough. Wow. Even Eustace bows and scrapes for his dad. As I informed Rufus, you may do as you wish while you're here. However, you will do nothing that brings shame upon myself, nor upon the Albarean name. Please be ever mindful of your position and what you represent. Yes, Father. Would it be too much to ask for you to introduce yourself to my classmate? I have no time for pleasantries. Should I require anything of you, you will be contacted. He's not as enjoyable as his brother at all.
That was the almighty Duke Albarea, was it? The head of one of the 4 great houses, and the man in charge of this entire province.
Indeed. And by some twist of fate, my father as well.
Eustace?
I've spoken out of turn. Forget I said that. Today's workload has made me hungry. Shall we return to our rooms, then find something to eat?
That sounds good to me. I'm starving.
Do you dine here often, Eustace?
I do. The chef has been good to me since I was a child. I was practically raised on this food.
How typical. Even in your dining habits, you nobles subsist on unnecessary luxury. Though I can't deny the quality of the food.
It wasn't just tasty, but warm, too.
Warm food does tend to be warm, yes.
Yes.
I wonder what Group B is doing right now.
We had this exact same conversation in our group last month, too. I'm sure they're hard at work over in St. Arc. Probably nothing to worry about.
It was Celtic for you last month, right? So you were thinking of us on the first night?
Yeah. After dinner, we were wondering how Group B was getting on. Dare I ask?
Well,
They weren't.
Nowhere near as peacefully as now.
I kind of figured that much.
we are doing much better this time. That much is true.
Huh? And I'm sure our reports will reflect that.
It is an improvement, though I'm not convinced it's good enough.
It's not?
I'm certain Group B gave their absolute best in all of their tasks today. But can we honestly say the same? That we could have done no better? And I'm referring not just to the monster encounter, but to the handling of our other tasks as well.
We'll just have to try and make up for it in the day we have left. Besides, we have the chance to catch sight of a far bigger problem.
Yes, that's true.
First, we find out taxes are rising throughout the province. Then, we find out the military is being expanded on a grand scale. Don't even try to tell me the two aren't related.
I have no intention of denying it, but you're only looking at one side of the coin. Exactly how many Oxen tanks do you think the Imperial Army has under their control?
Well,
100 or 2, I'd guess.
Precisely. The Imperial Army's military capabilities are enormous. This nation has one of the most powerful armed forces on the continent, and roughly 70% of it is under the Chancellor's control. Tell me, how is the Noble Alliance supposed to counter that?
I mean, he doesn't make a bad point, but I know how this ends to a slight degree, so I also can't really get behind this too well.
So you're suggesting that's why the provincial army needs to bolster its forces?
Considering both sides are comprised of Erebonians, it all seems so wasteful.
Oh, the travails of youth! How noble and beautiful they are!
Is that who I think it is? Go away! God damn it.
Ew.
It's such an honor that you would remember a mere baron.
My friend!
I see you've completed a hard day's work already. How splendid!
Yes, nearly.
What about you?
Alas, I have yet to be blessed with the fateful encounter I seek. The search for beauty is filled with perils and obstacles, yet that is precisely what makes it all so beautiful.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay.
I most certainly will. Though it truly is a pity that the clear air of this verdant city should be tinged, if but faintly, with the scent of steel. I'd heard that Duke Alberea was a man of many interests, but I was unaware he counted playing with fire among them. I don't condemn him for it, though, for only by playing with fire can one create fireworks.
What kind of fireworks are you talking about?
Would you not agree, my friends?
I don't like your implications.
And I think this whole line of conversation is a little inappropriate.
Also, I'm sitting here, I have no idea what Blue Blanc's motivations here are, because I know he's an enforcer in Ouroboros, but I don't know if he's just kind of doing his own thing, or if he's, you know, part of an Ouroboros plot to get this civil war started yet.
Oh, please do pardon me, young lady. I meant no harm, I assure you. I wish you well on your remaining day here. May you reveal to me the beauty I seek by its end. Be it the lovely luster of success, or the sad splendor of failure.
Who does he think he is? This is why I can't stand nobles.
I thought you might say that. If it makes you feel better, though, I have my doubts as to whether that man truly is a noble to begin with.
What?
No one knows his origins.
His behavior seems so exaggerated. Almost as if he's trying to act like the quintessential noble. Like he's fulfilling the stereotype.
He's just a weirdo,
Yeah.
basically.
Something about him feels off to me, too. But what's even stranger is that he knew we only have one day left here.
You're right.
We told him of our field study, but never once did we divulge how long we intended to remain here.
Between him and that silver object, we've been crossing paths with a lot of strange people today.
They're probably related. Blue Blanc, what are you up to? I don't like your presence here. Also, why isn't he wearing his mask? He looks weird without it, to be honest. I'm not used to seeing that.
Can't get to sleep?
I could ask you the same. You aren't going to tell me the bed's too hard for you, are you?
Giggity.
I wouldn't dream of it. I've never slept in a bed this high class in my life. Not even back at home.
And yet you're the son of Baron Schwarzer. You've not lived the life one might expect of a boy from a noble family.
Yeah, that's just how my dad is. A lord should live like his people, not above them. That's how he always put it.
I see. It sounds as though you have a good family.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my upbringing.
I always appreciate aristocrat characters that are down to earth.
Aren't you going to ask? I assumed you'd be curious about that brief exchange with my father earlier.
I wasn't really sure you'd want me to bring that up. You obviously get along really well with your brother, but I didn't get that same sense with the Duke.
Yeah, there was some chill in there.
Has he always been like that?
As far back as I can remember. I suppose he just has little respect for a son born to a commoner.
What?
Oh. So your brother's your
My brother
half-brother?
and I have different mothers.
Yep. Okay.
He was born of my father's legal wife, a noble who still lives to this day. My own mother, however, was a commoner, and she passed away 8 years ago. In other words, I am his bastard son.
I had no idea. So, was that chef we met earlier?
He's my uncle, on my mother's side. Perhaps that's why he's always been so good to me. Or perhaps he's simply compelled to treat me as I deserve to be treated, being the son of the Duke.
Oh, That can't be. I don't blame you for being a little cynical, but there's no need to be quite so hard on yourself.
I suppose you're right.
I'm sure you have your differences.
Hold up, are we having, like, an actual conversation with Eustace? That's not just Thorny and him telling us to mind our own business?
But you do get along with your brother, right?
You could say that. He's treated me well ever since I was taken in 8 years ago. He was the one who taught me my swordsmanship, and who trained me in the ways of court etiquette.
I knew it.
Pardon?
There's just something honest, I guess you could say, about the way you fight. It shows that whoever taught you was someone you really trusted. When we first met him this afternoon, I had a hunch he might have been the one. What's wrong?
Nothing at all.
Swordsmen notice the weirdest things.
You just keep reminding me how unlike a noble you truly are.
I get that a lot.
Is your injury from this afternoon on the mend?
It's fine, honestly. There's no pain, and the wound's closed up like it was never there. I'll have to be sure to thank Emma's grandmother for her help someday.
That's good to hear.
I'm still putting on my tinfoil
Still,
hat and
from
saying
where I stand,
Emma's secretly a girl
You are
sweater.
something of a danger to yourself.
Or she learned thaumaturgy from somebody.
On the day of the entrance ceremony, when the trapdoor opened beneath us, you acted instantly to protect Elisa. It wasn't even a moment's hesitation.
Ah,
Why
In most
Elisa
cases, one
specifically?
would reflexively act to protect himself. It's part of man's natural survival instinct. Yet you put another before yourself, not even pausing to question the validity of that decision. And you did exactly the same thing with us today. I'm sure most people would see that as an act of selflessness and sing your praises for it. But to me, it comes across as abnormal, perhaps even twisted.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I like how the blanket just teleported over him. It's really expensive to animate, guys.
I wasn't expecting you to see through me quite so clearly.
Well, I owed you as much for having seen through me first. Still, the point stands. You need to be more cognizant of the effects your actions have on those around you. If not for your health and for your reputation, that selflessness of yours can just as easily be perceived as arrogance, after all.
I know it can. And you're not the first person to tell me that. What's the point in saving others if you can't spare even a moment to save yourself? That's what my old master always used to say to me.
Was it now?
Oh my god, he smiled. That's creepy. Stop it.
I suppose we both have some things we need to work through.
Yeah.
You are to
For
be
now, I need to
perpetually
get a good
miserable
night's sleep.
so that I may feel comfortable.
If we stay up too late tonight, we're going to be dead to the world tomorrow. And that wouldn't be fair to the others.
I agree. Wouldn't be fair. To the girls, at least.
But you know,
Good
fuck
luck,
Machias.
Moses.
Pleasant dreams.
Yeah, he was just... I was wondering what he was doing this whole time. Like, was he actually asleep? Or is he just eavesdropping? Also, who sleeps with their glasses on? Really? That's a good way to either get lots of smudges, or in an unlucky scenario,
Drinks are on me someday.
broken glasses. Also, it's just uncomfortable. Stop it. Let's see what my brother's given us for today. The Light of Nostalgia. And another monster extermination. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Rufus had predicted what happened yesterday from the very start. You're saying he intended to give us a first-hand look at the problems between the nobles and the commoners? If that's true, I'm impressed. His reputation is well earned. Sure does seem that way. I believe that's enough talk about my brother.
Eustace Alberea.
Suddenly voice.
What is it, Machias Regnitz?
I will accept no more failures. Today, we will form a combat link.
What?
As much as I may dislike you, I'm ashamed that we were unable to do what every other member of our class has accomplished. Today's monster extermination request seems as good a chance as any to make up for yesterday's failure.
Laura does make a good ship for Rain, yeah. Because they're both disciples of the sword, and they complement each other really well because of
You
that.
really are simple-minded, aren't you? I suppose you overheard our conversation last night and feel some kind of affinity toward me now?
Nonsense! I did no such thing!
Bingo.
I was fast asleep while you yammered on about your family and Reen and...
You were saying?
Machias.
That's pretty conclusive.
Very well. I accept. I'll be happy to show you what a proper combat link looks like.
We'll see about that. Fortunately, I have more than enough generosity of spirit to endure being paired with an arrogant noble like you.
Give it a rest already.
Maybe today's field study will go more smoothly than yesterday's after all.
Lord Eustace.
Arno? What brings you here? I would have expected you to be at my father's side.
I'm terribly sorry I could not greet you upon your arrival yesterday. However, I have come today in the capacity of an escort.
An escort? To where? I'm sure you must be aware that I returned to Bereahard purely as part of a field study for my academy work.
But of course, however, His Grace has directly requested that I escort you to the mansion.
Wait, his dad?
So I would be most appreciative.
Why would his dad want to talk to him?
Without delay.
Father? He showed no signs of desiring my company when we spoke yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
I am in no position to question or oppose his orders, merely to obey them. I'm sure you understand. Though while I hesitate to speculate, I do wonder if His Grace may feel some regret regarding his demeanor yesterday.
But...
Go with him. We can attempt to form a combat link another time.
We'll be able to handle the morning's tasks just fine on our own. Don't worry about us.
Ha! You've come all the way back to your hometown. It would be a shame not to visit with your family, right?
Agreed.
Are you certain? Very well. I'll return this afternoon. And though I will worry as to how you'll fare without me, I know you'll at least give it your best, for what that's worth.
Of course we will.
It's not like you've been carrying my party thus far.
Alright, let's meet back in the hotel lobby around noon. If something comes up, just leave a message at the front desk.
Understood.
Well, let's get started. We wouldn't want to give Eustace any further reason to worry, now would we?
Huh, certainly not. Still...
What? What is it? If you have something to say, just say it.
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all.
His 96 damage hits isn't enough for you? Not really.
She's probably thinking, the worst is over, and it's all thanks to your eavesdropping.
Good boy.
Damn it, Fee.
Stop that! Stop looking at me like I'm some hapless babe! Reen, you do know I still haven't completely forgiven you for lying, don't you?
Are you still hung up on that?
And Emma, I hope you're ready to score second in our midterms because I'm not about to lose to you again.
Uh-huh.
Don't even think about giving those exams any less than your very best. I intend to best you when you're in top form.
You will?
And as for you, Fee, I've been wanting to say this for a long time now. Sleeping in class is an affront to our education. You need to start treating classes more seriously. Listen, take proper notes. Raise your hand now and then.
Yeah, this is how you can tell that we've definitely hit the right buttons.
And stop covering your ears when I'm talking to you.
I can't hear you.
Okay, first off, there's a new Red Moon Rose chapter on Station Street. Cha-ching! Okay, there's a hidden quest in the Aurochs Fort, so that's why I'm Sanicking my way over there. Oh, it's you! This guy showed up several times in the Trails in the Sky. Always on the lookout for the perfect love for him. There was one side quest in the second Trails in the Sky game where Anton almost died of alcohol poisoning because he challenged a girl he liked to a drinking contest And if he won, then she would go out with him. But let's just say that alcohol has almost no effect on her. So he almost killed himself trying to do it. Don't jump. What? What a random ass thing. Anyway. Man, being immune to alcohol would suck. Personally speaking, I can't stand the taste of alcohol, so the only time I ever drink is when is trying to get drunk. And even then, I dislike the taste of alcohol enough that I don't even bother doing that almost ever. But if there was no getting drunk, I wouldn't even go anywhere near alcohol ever, whatsoever. That would be awful. Hey, it's a Mishi. Yes, I know you're from the Burrow. I saw you all over that place. Wasn't there also a side quest in, I think, Zero, where he tried to ask Fran out too? Now that I think about it, I don't know how Ricky has the patience for Anton. Godspeed, my dude. Alright, what do you need? Globby fat. My mouth's watering already. I should have the fat already. I might. I'll have to check. But I did... The first time I went through the Aurochs path, I killed everything on my way, so... Wouldn't surprise me if I had it all. I mean, true, globby fat would make for a good broth base, but it doesn't sound appetizing. It's like, ooh, lard. I love it. I have 2 globby fats. Oh, gotta go get 3 more. That must be the extermination monster.
Watch out, this is a tough one.
I'll handle it. Here we go. Silky dance. That's that.
Yeah.
Okay, that hurts.
How about this?
My
And the
turn.
fact that the debuff only lasts for a single turn sucks.
Here.
Imagine missing a grenade. Also, it just healed half its health. You go to hell, game. Great.
I was careless.
Won't give up.
Why is it getting so many turns? What the fuck?
There! Now's our chance!
My turn. Yeah. No.
Oh snap, Chrono Drive increases move too?
Here we go!
That's new.
There! Now's our chance! Now's our chance!
Okay. Target locked.
Flames, gavel on my blade! Strike!
That move is so obnoxious. I mean, I guess I could spread my party members out, but
It's my turn.
why would I make things easier for myself? Yeah, that makes sense.
Arcus, activate.
My Sabbath!
Yeah.
Dick. Yeah, you'd think I would have learned that positioning is a thing after playing Trails games. 5 of them so far. But part of me also likes staying grouped together so I can hit myself with, like, AoE heals and stuff like that. But AoE heals wouldn't be as necessary if, you know, we spread out a bit. Unless, of course, it's a boss that just has attacks that hit the entire battlefield.
She's low.
My turn. That takes care of them.
Yeah, but moving also requires you to spend a turn doing nothing.
Making progress.
Done.
I know I'm not being very convincing. Not even to myself. You know, it's just occurring to me, did I screw myself out of doing the optional quest by killing that monster first? Well, I know one way to find out. If I go back to town and the story takes over, then I know I fucked up.
Oh! Now you fucked up!
Yeah, this isn't looking good. Yay for turbo mode and holding B at the same time. Or circle. Alright, I still do need to grind for that fat, globby fat. And I still don't know what monster drops it. Oh wait, I did get some from the flower boss? I didn't even notice. In that case, yeah, maybe. Of course, that makes no goddamn sense to me. Who looks at a plant monster and goes, oh yeah, I'm gonna get fat from that? Really? And why does fucking everything break your links? It's absolutely obnoxious. Yes, I get that breaking links is part of being ambushed, but breaking links is also part of every other mechanic in the game, and it's really annoying me. That's what I'm saying. Yep. Your party makeup changes, you gotta reestablish your links. Somebody dies, you gotta reestablish your links. Get ambushed, you gotta reestablish your links. And yeah, it really bugs me. Anyways, yeah, sorry for getting a little salty there, but that has been something that's been bugging me since day one. And links are something that's never been in the series up until now, so I'm just completely unused to doing it. And the game doesn't really give you a whole lot of information. It doesn't really let you know that your link has been severed, unless you know to look for the lines at the bottom of the screen. And I often don't look at that. Alright. Just gotta go do that monster again. Okay, now I can go and figure out what the provincial army wants with me. The way they were setting it up kind of made it sound like we're about to get arrested, and I'm very curious why that might be. Oh, are they gonna arrest Machias? Eh? Because he's the son of the commoner chancellor, and the noble faction doesn't like him. First-year student Machias Regnitz, correct? You're under arrest. Don't try to resist if you know it's good for you. What's going on? Wait! This has to be some kind of mistake. On what grounds are you arresting him? A number of charges have been filed. But the most egregious is an accusation of trespassing into Auroch's fort yesterday afternoon. Fucking what? You mean when we went to go tell the people there that we exterminated the monster? Or are you trying to pin what that kid was doing on us? When we saw the silver object... You can't be serious! I was near the fort at the time the intrusion occurred, certainly. But I was there with my classmates. If you aren't going to believe their testimony, then why am I the only one under suspicion? Every one of us here can vouch for him. And not just us. Eustace Alberea was with us at the time. and can personally verify that what Machias is saying is true. You'll have to do better than that. We're outnumbered. All you need to know is that this boy is a person of interest, and we have the right to take him in for questioning. There's no point fighting it. You're coming with us whether you like it or not. Is this Eustace's dad's doing? This is his army, after all. Oh, man. Looks like she was right on the mark. Glad I came here from Legram for this. Or Legram. But the question is, what's the best way to handle this situation? That guy does not look familiar to me. Don't worry. Do as you're told and you won't be hurt. If you're found to be innocent, we'll let you out. Eventually. Thanks for the thanks for the reassuring there. Appreciate it. Damn it. How could I have been so careless? Considering Dad's position, I should have known this could happen. As I keep telling you, Machias couldn't have possibly committed the crimes he's accused of. He's been with us ever since we arrived in Bereahard yesterday afternoon. He's never left our sight. So if you really believe he was responsible, shouldn't you be arresting us as well? You're wasting your breath. Machias Regnitz will be kept in our custody until he's been cleared of all charges against him. We've already contacted the Academy to inform them of this. You kids should just focus on your field study, or whatever it is you're here for, and let due process take its course. Unbelievable. Oh, and one more thing. Eustace's business at the Duke's estate will take longer than expected to complete. I'm afraid he'll be unable to rejoin you. That's not sus, at all. That can't... Did this come from Eustace himself? Couldn't tell you. I'm just relaying the message given to me by the Alborea household. And don't even think of trying to go to the mansion to see him. You won't even get past the front gate. We're totally gonna have to go to the mansion and go see him, right? I'm betting they've had this whole thing planned out since yesterday. Which means the reason Eustace got called away is because they knew that if we were here, he may have been able to prevent Machias' arrest. I assume that's what you were going to say anyway. It makes sense. He was probably called home to keep him from interfering. Almost certainly, I'd say. It's past noon already. We should head back to the hotel. If Eustace hasn't left a message for us, we're going to need to start thinking about other ways to handle this. Are we going to do a jailbreak? Student jailbreak, let's go! I'm terribly sorry. They insisted on conducting a precautionary search as part of their investigation. I believe they'll be leaving by this evening, but I'm afraid that's all I know. I see. Great. Can't even go back to our rooms. Earth Bell? Whoa, wait, we're already getting bell quartz? Does it do the same thing it did in Azure? Because that was some great stuff. So in all likelihood, the reason Machias was arrested has nothing to do with the incident at the fort yesterday. They just wanted him because his father is the Imperial Governor and a key figure in the reformist faction. Basically, they wanted a hostage so they could have an advantage in future negotiations. That does seem to be the most plausible explanation. But they wouldn't hurt him or anything, though, would they? I wouldn't be so sure. Tensions are high on both sides. Worst case scenario, they might use the threat of violence to get what they want. It's awful. This may well fall under the scope of our field study, though. It may be risky, but how about we try to do something about the situation ourselves? I think we should. We can't just abandon him. I'm in. Thank you both. I think our best bet here is to track down Eustace. There's no way he could possibly have been in favor of arresting Machias. Yes, I agree. This had to have been a decision made by Duke Alborea himself. But Eustace is locked up at home. Maybe his brother would help us? Yeah, but he left for the capital. Rufus? He did have a pleasant demeanor when speaking with Machias yesterday, so he just might. But he said he had business to take care of in the capital, and there's no telling when he'll be back from that. So I don't think we can count on him, unfortunately. Then our only option is to break him out ourselves. Fee? That's a little excessive. Think about it. We have a perfect chance to bust him out while he's still at the guardhouse. But if they take him to the fort, we lose that chance and we won't get another. Well, I can't argue with that, at least. Alright, let's give it a try. Okay, if you're sure. Woohoo! Committing crimes in the name of our field study. We need to be as covert as possible, though. If we get caught, it has to be after Machias is out safely. If it's before that, there's no way we can talk our way out of this. But the charges against him are obviously false. So if we can get him out safely, they'll be very limited in what they can do to retaliate. Yeah. And the provincial army isn't going to want to do anything that will hurt their image either. If we can manage to get out of Berehard, we're more or less home free. So, no smoke grenades then. Smoke grenades? You don't carry those around with you, do you? What fair maiden doesn't? I don't even know where to begin listing what's wrong with that statement. Hey, Master? What are the monsters in the underground waterway like these days? Been 3 months or so since you last went down there, huh? Guessing the place is probably crawling with them again out by now. Though I'm sure not gonna go down to check. And it seems pretty obvious that the provincial army's got no interest in taking care of them. How can they even sleep at night knowing their beautiful city's got nasty monsters crawling around underneath it? I'd go take care of them myself if someone put a request in. Who is this dude? Don't see many people dressed like that around here. Those are some fancy red uniforms. You guys students or something? Oh, yes sir, we are. We're from Thor's Military Academy in Trista. We were sent here for a field study as part of our curriculum. Thor's, huh? Pretty fancy place, ain't it? I've got no idea what they've got you doing for your field study, but good luck. Berehard's a pretty nice city, but it's not without its fair share of problems. Yeah, no kidding. Excuse me. Do you know that blonde-haired man who just left? Oh, Toval? Sure, he's a bracer. A bracer? Huh. I haven't seen a bracer in a long time. Probably because there just aren't that many around anymore. Yeah, there used to be a guild branch here in Berehard, but it's been closed for a couple of years now. Toval just comes up by train from the Legram branch every so often. Really? By the way, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I thought I overheard you saying something about monsters in an underground waterway? Oh, that? Yeah, there's a huge network of waterways beneath the city. Been there for a long, long time now. And it's chock full of monsters. When the guild still had a branch here, the bracers would clear them out. But nowadays, nobody goes near it. And the waterway's just sort of stagnating under the provincial army's control. Because they're too proud to trouble themselves with fighting monsters, of course. How much ground does the waterway cover? And supposedly all the way from the east side of the city to the west. So, from the station to somewhere under the Noble District, I guess? Heard a rumor a while back that it even goes under the Duke's mansion, but that's probably just one of those urban legends. Why do you ask? We are definitely not planning anything shady. An underground waterway built in the Middle Ages that extends all the way to the Noble District. It's almost too perfect. Seems likely it's connected to the Provincial Army's guardhouse where Machias is being held, too. The guardhouse itself was probably built in the Middle Ages, too, so that would stand to reason. If we use the waterway, we may be able to rescue him without being discovered. Alright, let's give it a shot. There must be an entrance accessible to the town. If the bracers were able to get inside and exterminate the monsters, gives you flashbacks to the Geofront. Boy, does it! That was also a thing in the sewers under Grand Cell and Trails in the Sky. Who the hell are you, Emma? You're doing it again. Well, fine. We'll need to head west to the part of the waterway that connects with the Provincial Army's guardhouse. Once we're there, we'll have to find a way inside so we can rescue Machias. Ah! The heck are you? Oh, we're not linked again. Cat bats!
Go! There!
Yeah, these guys really aren't taking all that much damage.
There!
Yeah!
They're also dodgy boys. I definitely have noticed that. I'm Batcat. If only.
It's my turn!
I certainly didn't expect to encounter the three of you down here.
Usis, had the same idea as us?
Uses?
I'm so glad you're safe.
Of course I am. Though I can't say I was expecting to be placed under house arrest the moment I returned to the mansion.
So that's what happened.
You know what's going on?
Unfortunately, arresting the Imperial Governor's son under a false charge in order to keep the reformist faction under control. I find it hard to believe my father would attempt something so brazen. He didn't have any intention of talking to me. Not the slightest inclination. This was all planned from the start.
Usis.
Enough about me. Thanks to my brother, I'm familiar with the general layout of this waterway. I'll lead us to the guardhouse. Let's get moving.
You're actually...
You were planning on saving him even if you had to do it alone, weren't you?
Nothing like last month's field study.
Don't get the wrong idea. I just can't condone my father's actions.
Uh-huh.
Besides, he's no doubt huddled up, crying and lonely in the corner of his cell right now. It's worth rescuing him just to see that.
See, this is what happens when two tsunderes clash.
Alright, let's get moving.
Oh, okay. The bell courts in this game aren't as good as the ones in Azure, unfortunately. It halves the delay after using Earth Arms, instead of just immediately letting you act again.
Why is this ladder
Is it
so
harder
long?
to climb ladders when you've got a big chest?
Fee!
Oh, I see. It's a Trails game without chest funds. Characters have to fill in. Okay, you know what? That's fair.
It's my turn!
Did you just friggin' shit spray me?
Great!
Gross.
There's another lattice door.
There should be a mechanism to open it somewhere nearby.
You know, I would say something snarky about them having just grade A commentary, but who am I to judge? My commentary is not exactly spectacular.
Okay.
But I try.
Target.
I'm exhausted.
It's gotta be the chest.
Fee, that's enough.
I mean,
Honestly.
I don't mind talking a bit more about Emma's chest if y'all are up to it. Could this be the path that leads to the guardhouse? It is indeed. This path connects the waterway with the building's lower levels. I had no idea the door between the two areas could only be opened from the inside, however. How are we supposed to get through? I can't pick the lock if there's no keyhole. It looks far too sturdy for my sword to have much effect either.
This can be overcome.
Fee?
What do you mean?
Stand back.
This game really does have the most random voice acting, I swear. It's so nonsensical.
What are you doing?
I know this smell.
Ignition.
What?
I'm sure no one heard that, right?
Done.
Was that a bomb?
Portable high-powered explosive. Plasticity makes it handy for this kind of espionage work.
Explosive?
Where could you possibly have gotten such a thing?
Fee, I think at this point we have a right to know. What exactly is your background?
Reen?
The day of the entrance ceremony, I saw you dodging that trap floor the rest of us fell into. You're 2 years younger than us, yet you're physically no weaker at all. In fact, I'd say when it comes to combat situations, you seem almost like you're holding back.
Impossible.
Guess you got me. Before I came to the academy, I was a Jaeger.
Ah. Well, that makes a lot of sense now.
That's where I learned how to handle explosives and use my gun swords. That's all.
A Jaeger? I wasn't expecting that.
I've heard that term before. The best of the best mercenary outfits are known as Jaeger Corps.
Jaeger Corps are almost synonymous with the Grim Reaper. Do you think I'd be going to school with a Jaeger?
Me? A Reaper?
No, that's not... I spoke out of turn. I mustn't let prejudices get the better of me.
That's right. Knowing her past doesn't change who she is now.
But do we even know who she is now?
Thanks for telling us, Fee. And I'm sorry for prying.
Not bothered. But we should hurry if we want to save Machias.
Speaking of Reaper, let's do the appropriate thing and put it on Fee.
Looks like an underground prison, all right.
Indeed, it must be here somewhere.
Am I hearing things?
And still in one piece by the sound of it.
What are you all doing here? There's no way the Provincial Army would just let me go.
That's what we're doing here.
You didn't sneak in, did you?
Maybe...
We came in through the underground waterway.
I'll open the cell.
How are you going to... What the...
We'll explain when we have more time.
Yeah, right now we need to get away from here before we're caught.
As long as we can make it back to the city, we should be able to bluff our way out of any further trouble.
Right.
Thanks.
How exactly are you planning on
Being
doing
stuck in
that?
there for a while.
That part doesn't make sense to me.
I must admit, though, I'm surprised you, of all people, would come to my aid.
I only came to get a glimpse at your tear-stained face. Plus, thought this might be a good opportunity to pay back my father.
I see.
What? Voices?
Hmm?
Damn.
Ah.
It's...
Well, I guess we'll have to beat him up.
Lord Eustace?
As much as I would love to praise you for a job well done, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to take a short rest.
Huh? Let's clean house.
Roger that.
Right! We'll have to fight our way through.
I don't want to blow her S-craft because there has to be a boss fight at some point, right?
Okay.
Flames, gather on my blade.
So you know how I was saving my S-crafts? Yeah, nah. Let's do that. These guys are too dangerous. What happened here? It's no good. They're out cold. Someone must have snuck in through the underground waterway. Curses. It has to be those damn students. Someone needs to show them their place. Release the beasts. Those pesky sneaks can serve as test subjects for them. Now, would these be the same kinds of beasts that Ravash was using in Zero? Those trained monster dogs. It does indeed seem similar to them. I don't know if it's the same ones.
They're big.
Giggity.
Hurry!
Great!
This is the worst day ever.
They do look a bit more intimidating in 3D, yeah. Mainly because I think they're bigger in comparison to the humans.
We're surrounded.
They're very well trained.
No, dogs! They're like dogs!
Your family's army employs monsters like this?
No one ever told me.
They aren't going to let us past, are they?
They're smart for beasts.
So we'll just have to take him down.
Indeed. Bad dogs require stern discipline.
Time to wrap up this month's field study. Class 7, Group A. Commence attack on the targets.
All right. Don't let it intimidate you.
Oh good, we're
This might
surrounded.
actually be a challenge. Good.
Oh my god! It's a Kiseki. I'm sorry, that was a very terrible joke.
Do this!
Very
Leave
well.
it to me.
My turn.
You're in the shoe. Crystal Saber.
Man, why do their debuffs last 3 turns, but mine only last 1? Freaking lame.
Silky dance. That's that.
My turn.
Fucking smack. Damn. Calm down, feet.
My turn.
My turn.
Not bad damage.
I'll handle this.
Also, holy crap! Opening those slots really blew up her EP. I'm not used to it going up that much.
Now!
Wow, even if it was 20% resisted, that was pretty decent damage.
My turn. All right, let's do this.
I'll handle this.
Silky dance. That's that.
I'll handle this.
Oh my god, did it just recover half his HP? I was looking at chat when that happened.
Here we go.
God damn it. God love it when bosses land on HP turns.
My turn.
There. That's that. Let's keep moving.
Well, aside from that slight setback, it was a pretty easy fight.
I thought we were done for.
I have no intention of letting filthy beasts get the better of me. Trained or otherwise.
Honestly now, this is no laughing matter, you know.
Look who's talking. You're grinning like an idiot.
Not as much as you are.
There they go.
I don't think we could have wrapped this month's field study up more perfectly if we'd tried.
We were all able to form combat links with one another, too.
Oh yeah, by the way, the Provincial Army's still after you?
We're not through the woods just yet, it would seem.
Although I don't know why they would announce themselves with a whistle. That seems like bad tactics.
It's like the end of the road.
You've pushed your luck one step too far this time!
That voice.
Are you that desperate to be thrown in a cell with Regnitz?
Regnitz!
If you want to arrest us, go right ahead.
Lord Eustace! What are you doing here? I thought you'd been locked in the mansion.
I chose to return to my studies. Well, what's it to be? Accusing my classmates of this crime will implicate me as well.
We couldn't possibly point our rifles at Lord Eustace.
Silence! Not even Lord Eustace has the right to trespass in a military facility, much less to release a suspect in our custody, directly opposing the orders of His Grace the Duke.
Enough! We may not be the best of friends, but I am Eustace Albarea. I will not simply stand by and watch as one of my classmates is arrested under false charges and used in a tool in some political war.
Lord Eustace. Eustace?
We have our orders, and nothing you say will change that. Disarm them, men, Lord Eustace included.
That will not be necessary.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Wait, what are you doing here?
Lord Rufus? Lord Rufus?
Rufus! I can't get over the rolling R's.
We'd heard you were in the capital.
How? Why are you...
All part of his plan.
I received a message from the Academy at noon today, and I returned by airship as quickly as I could. With your instructor.
What?
Looks like you've all done a fine job.
I don't know, we're still kind of in a pickle here.
I've been filled in on the circumstances, more or less. I'll take care of matters here. You all return to your posts at once.
But, Lord Rufus, with all due respect...
I've already informed my father. Or do you intend to embarrass me beyond your other transgressions?
No, of course not. Second company, withdraw! Sir!
Please, excuse us.
Oh my. Well, you can tell they're well trained, if nothing else.
The Provincial Army takes its training very seriously, of course. Though I resent the mere notion that it could be misused so grievously.
Kind of seems like training is about the only thing they take seriously.
I'm sure you do.
So, what brings you here, instructor? Seriously, why are you here?
Your timing is a little too convenient.
Did you come after receiving word from the Provincial Army?
Nope. I actually heard about what was happening a little earlier from a friend of mine. As soon as the news reached my ears, I shot to my feet and got right in contact with the director here. And he was kind enough to give me a ride on his airship back from the capital.
I don't know what to say.
Honestly, you seem to be prepared for virtually everything. Wait a second.
Director?
Oh, you don't know yet, do you?
I also serve as a permanent member of the Academy's Board of Directors. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to meet again in that capacity.
The Board of Directors? Why is this the first I'm hearing of this?
I decided to keep it a secret so I could see the look on your face when you found out.
Yeah, that seems about right.
I'm not the only member of the board, though, of course. I'm simply one of 3 permanent members.
That explains why you knew so much about Class 7.
Way too well prepared.
Still, I had no idea my father would attempt something so foolish while I was away. He's always been an obstinate man, but he's simply gone too far this time. As a member of the Academy's board, I cannot remotely condone the unlawful arrest of a student.
Rufus,
thank you for your concern.
These events are really trying Machias's prejudices when it comes to nobles. Of course, then again, there are some nobles that embody that prejudice perfectly, like their dad. Wow, it's almost like people are people.
So that's Class 7, eh? A little rough around the edges, but they managed to get through in one piece. I think I see now why you're so fixated on them, Sarah. And Rufus Albarea. I've heard people say he's the sharpest noble of the bunch, but still.
What business could he possibly have over by the canyon so early in the morning? Is that what you were about to ask?
Who dat?
Who are you?
I move on.
Maybe no mind.
It's
I'm but
my
a
best friend.
low-ranking noble. I've been watching over those young students to see what they're capable of, much like yourself.
Really now? You'll forgive me for asking, but you look awfully like someone a couple of acquaintances mentioned to me a long time ago. You wouldn't happen to have some fancy-sounding stage name or anything, would you?
You'll just have to find that out on your own. Your acquaintances wouldn't be a certain innocent young couple from a foreign land, though, would they?
You'll just have to find that out on your own.
I like how this exchange means absolutely nothing to people who haven't played the previous games.
Indeed. Well, if you'll please excuse me, it's almost time for the airship to depart, and I really must be getting back to Heimdall. May we meet again, young bracer. Do give my regards to the Purple Lightning, if you would.
As if the situation weren't messy enough. It seems we've got another source of trouble on our hands now. I'd better let the others know, just in case.
Group B had their fair share of problems to deal with as well, but they weren't quite as serious as yours. Although they were of a similar nature.
What do you mean exactly?
Did they also wind up getting involved in a conflict between the two factions?
More or less. St. Ark is another territory belonging to one of the 4 great houses, after all. So they got themselves caught up in a bit of trouble. The 4 of them managed to get through it together in the end, though.
Well, that's good.
That's a relief, yeah. But, Sarah...
You know, come to think of it, how would this entire situation have turned out if Reem wasn't here to try and bridge the gap between Machias and Eustace? Huh. This could have gone very, very badly.
Just what kind of mirror did they pour into buffing up Aurochs Fort anyway? What we saw was nuts.
So I've heard. And the Provincial Army isn't the only force trying to improve its armaments. The Imperial Army is doing the same, with the Blood and Iron Chancellor and his 20 armored divisions squarely at the center. That's nothing you need to be worrying about. Not right now, at least.
2 people murdered and Allie and Emma and Fee coming back on their own. Maybe, but I'm also just thinking about the whole Machias getting arrested and Eustace being put on house arrest. Eustace wouldn't have been so determined to break out if he wasn't, you know, so keen on trying to make right with Machias.
You're at the academy to learn. That's all you should be focusing on. While you're there, it's true that you may be forced to acknowledge some of the more unpleasant realities of Erebonia. But I believe there's something special to be gained from that. Something you can only gain now, at this moment in time. So long as you're together with your friends and classmates, people for whom there is no substitute. Maybe when you graduate and go out into the world, much of what you've learned at Thor's will have little meaning. But I still truly believe that sometime, somehow, what you experience as part of Class 7 will be an invaluable treasure to you. It may not seem that way now, but I know in my heart that it will someday.
Instructor.
Why are you acting like a teacher all of a sudden?
Hey!
What's with all the laughing?
I'm really sorry. Your words were quite touching, but...
Considering who they came from...
Coming out of your mouth, they were just...
painfully droll.
Something we can only gain now, at this moment in time. So long as we're with our friends and classmates, for whom there is no substitute.
Stop that! Are you trying to kill me?
You kids are awful. I was being serious, you know. Why must this instructor thing be so difficult sometimes?
Well, if that's not the kid we saw yesterday... Nice outfit you got there?
Looks like they got back okay. So glad I didn't have to bust in and save them. I thought it was all over when I got spotted at the fort, though. Hey, White Rabbit here! Uh-huh, everything went A-okay. Don't sweat the details. I did what I was supposed to. No sign of them, though, but I did find a bunch of other interesting stuff. What? Fake intel? Someone managed to get a leg up on you and Gramps? Must have been one heck of a guy. Huh? Me? I'm gonna go meet up with Claire now. Gotcha. See you
Claire?
then, Lecter.
Lecter. Oh dear. Huh, so she's not
I wonder what that
Ouroboros,
military academy they
but
mentioned is all
Intelligence
about.
Division?
Sounds kind of fun. Lammy! Yep, we're done here. Let's get going, Eric Getlum.
Chapter 2 ends.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world. Perfect.
Cha-ching.
You guys are the best.
I don't think I've seen what finishing blow does yet. Come to think of it.
Just when we thought we'd gotten used to the challenging lessons and the breakneck workload, a moment of dread washed over us, making our blood run cold.
Dread?
As you all know, tomorrow marks the start of your midterm exams.
Oh, that kind of dread. I gotcha. Would you like to study with me, Fee? I guess so. Oh, would you two mind if I jumped in too? I could use a little refresher on my classics. Of course, you're more than welcome. Would you like to join us, Laura? No, I appreciate your invitation, but I'll have to pass this time. There's a subject I need to review in private. I'll see you all later. Private? What does that even mean? Huh? What's up with her? Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but I could have sworn I saw her looking over at Fee. Gotta do frickin' exams, really. Can you not scratch me this time? I'm sorry I misgendered you! Now I need to raise Reen's knowledge? Didn't know I was playing Persona. Alright, I can raise knowledge of history by talking to this dude. Swirly glasses. Not sure how he can see since his eyes are always closed. I don't know what it is, but anime likes to have, like, a character like that every so often. I did it! Teach me art, waifu teacher! I gotta do my job for a second. Pain in the ass. How does a book sit pompously on a shelf exactly? She can just know these things? Okay, either she is a psychic of some sort, or she stole the test. Oh, suddenly we're doing a strip pop quiz. Damn. Why does Reen have to be such a goody two-shoes? Could have made progress with the twins, man. The twins. Alright. Bonding time now. I get to bond with Toa and Emma? Oh hell yeah, I'm all about that. I am there already. Oh, I guess they're in a different room. Damn, so now I have to choose between Toa or all my party members, or some of my party members actually. We should probably go over some current affairs too. For an exam? Yeah. The vice principal has a habit of putting questions based on recent news into his exams. This year, maybe we should go over some recently enacted laws. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing he'd put in there. Just so most people could get caught off guard, get it wrong, and get lectured at for being indifferent about society. I'd rather avoid that. The Financial Transactions Act from last year is one of the best known, I suppose. It requires you to inform prospective buyers of the risks when selling them stocks or securities. A number of people have suffered massive losses buying shares lately, so it was passed to keep people informed. Then there's the Imperial Transportation Act, which determines the rules of the road for drivers. That was last year too. There are more and more people buying cars lately, nobles and commoners, but car accidents were getting out of hand. And then there's the Provisional Taxation Act, which impacted just about every province you could think of. In other words, a fancy name for the much reviled tax increases. They're being enacted in the provinces, almost doubling land and business taxes. You've probably at least heard about them. I have, yeah. It seemed like a pretty major topic back in Keldic. If he's gonna set a question about a recent law, it's probably gonna be about one of those three. Hopefully that'll be some help at least. Even if none of them come up, you've really helped me out. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Thank you both for all your help. I didn't do anything at all. I'm just hanging out. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. I'd be happy to help.
You know, part of me can't help but wonder, knowing what Angelica's like, has she tried to, corrupt Toa? Shall we say?
Excuse me?
Lovely voice. Sudden maid out of nowhere?
I do apologize for stopping you on a rainy day like this. Do you know if this is the building in which I might find the principal's office?
Oh, yeah, you're in the right place. His office is in the East Wing, first floor. The receptionist might have gone home already, but I can show you the way if you'd like.
Thank you for your kindness. But I couldn't possibly trouble you more than I have already. I'll be able to find the way, I'm sure. Well then, if you'll excuse me, Master Reen.
Suddenly we have a new waifu candidate. That came out of nowhere.
Wait a minute. How does she know who I am?
Reen?
Ah, hey there, Elisa. Heading back to the dorm?
Yep. Emma and the others are staying a little longer to cram a little more. But I figured I'm not going to learn much more today, so I might as well call it a night and start prepping for tomorrow.
Right. Well, you're going my way, so what do you say we head back together?
Sure, okay. Hey, it's not often the two of us get to walk back to the dorms together, is it?
Well, at least I got something good out of this downpour.
Is there even a filter between your brain and your mouth?
Probably not.
No need for that between friends. But you're in good company. My sister's asked me that before, too.
She must be a saint to have put up with you all these years. Anyway,
just take the compliment, Elisa. You don't have to berate him.
Not sure. I gave it the best I've got. Still, I've got that nagging feeling I could have hit the books a little harder.
Wait, why are they talking as if they've already taken the exams?
I wish I was as smart as you. Back when we took the entrance exam, only Emma and Machias scored higher than you, right?
Eustace came in a little higher than me, too. Back home, I usually came in near the top in exams. I guess that goes to show that Erebonia has no shortage of smart people.
No doubt about that. Bookworms pour in here from all corners of the Empire. You said you're from Ruhr, right? Coming out on top in a city that size is still pretty impressive.
I suppose, though that was just at the Sunday school level. Are you curious about, my family and stuff?
You mean the mysterious Elisa R., agent of national intrigue? Well, yeah, of course I am. But you probably have good reasons for keeping it under wraps, so I don't want to pry.
It's not that major or anything. Especially compared to what you and Fee have told us about yourselves.
I've never really thought my family circumstances were a big deal. Though Fee's past sure came as a surprise. I wonder now, when I look at her, what her life in a Jaeger Corps must have been like.
Flashbacks to Shirley.
It seems like Instructor Sarah knows more about her past than we do. Back at the entrance ceremony, I got the impression they'd met before.
Same. Oh, speaking of weird meetings, I ran into someone kind of strange earlier.
Oh?
Yeah, I was talking to her just before you called to me.
A maid who knew your name? This isn't the part where it turns out she knows you because you've tried to hit on her in town before, is it?
Come on, Rain doesn't do that.
As if an upstanding guy like me could pull off the Casanova act. She seemed a couple years older than us. Maybe 20 or so?
A maid in her early 20s.
Something wrong?
No, just thinking. There's no way it could really have been her. Mother keeps her far too busy to find the time to come here.
It was totally her, wasn't it?
Ahem. Anyway, maybe the upper class dorm has a new hire starting out or something? Though that wouldn't explain how she knew your name. Maybe you're just more popular than you let on.
If only.
Now that the exams are over, I feel free as a bird. And I'll keep on soaring, at least until the results come back.
I sympathize, but personally, I've got a good feeling about these. How about you, Emma? How do you think you did?
Well, I don't think I did too badly, all things considered.
Just stop before you embarrass yourself.
We'll just have to wait and see what next week's results look like. Anyway, what do you think that was all about with Instructor Sarah?
Oh, you mean that whole thing about going out of town to meet someone?
Is it that bracer again?
Going out of town? Won't be back until tomorrow night? It's almost as if...
She's going to meet her secret lover?
I somehow don't think that's the case.
Impossible. The Empire hasn't yet turned out a man desperate enough to ruin that alcoholic typhoon.
Whoa, harsh! Damn, dude!
I can't deny she
Although I
looks
can't-
just now, man, but that
I
personality...
can't disagree, necessarily.
You guys are terrible. Totally agreed, though.
He and Laura left early, too. I was kind of hoping we could all walk back to the dorm together for once. That sounds nice.
Hey, so this might just be my imagination, but do those two seem kind of awkward around each other to anyone else?
Really?
So you think so, too? It seems like it started around the beginning of the month. I wonder if something happened then. It's like they've been avoiding each other ever since.
You say that, but I did not take either as the type to dwell on petty issues or misunderstandings.
Neither did I. We've been trying to suss out what the problem between them is, but so far, no luck.
I wonder if that's what that was all about.
Did you see something, Machias?
What happened?
Well, do you remember the day we gave our group reports on what happened during last month's field study? We gave a truthful account, including the part where Fee used an explosive to blast open the door to my cell.
Yeah?
That's when we found out that Fee used to be in a Jaeger Corps. That really threw me for a loop, but what does that have to do with Laura?
Well, when that came up, I couldn't help but notice Laura had a rather unpleasant expression.
Bad history with Jaegers?
It flashed across her face for only a moment, though, so I wondered if I had just imagined it.
Interesting.
But even if we assume that's true, what reason would she have to be upset?
I can hardly have
I
a
mean,
guess.
we're talking about Jaegers. The list of reasons is, like, infinite.
We all have certain things we'd rather keep to ourselves. We even have a member of this very class who remains tight-lipped about her own family, after all.
Do you really have to drag me into this?
My apologies. I meant no offense. I do have my suspicions as to your lineage, however.
Really?
Ugh, you. No. Getting angry won't accomplish anything.
Don't worry. We're not going to twist your arm into telling us. When you're ready to talk about it, we'll be ready to listen.
It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything.
That's a lie.
It's just, if everyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that.
Lady, we literally have the son of Duke Alvarea.
Welcome back, my lady.
Well, looks like things are about to get awkward.
Huh? What? Sharon? It's so delightful to see you again.
Oh hey, it's that maid I ran into the other day.
You know her?
What are you doing here? She did it. Mother didn't...
But of course, I was sent here at the behest of the chairman herself. Starting today, I will be assuming the position of caretaker for Class 7's dormitory.
Hell yeah! Score another one!
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, everyone. My name is Sharon Kruger. I am a servant in the employ of the Rhineford household, Lady Elisa's family. I will do
What?
so
She's a
please keep me informed of
Rhineford?
anything you might need.
How could this be? No one saw this coming. Not a single person, absolutely not any individual saw this coming at any point in time. Worst kept secret in history. Chapter 3, Beyond the Railways.
Simply spectacular. Just how many different types of food are there here?
This looks more than edible.
I believe this is what they call an imperial breakfast?
That's right, Emma. It's a traditional Erebonian style of breakfast. I must apologize. It's taken me some time to familiarize myself with this kitchen, so my cooking has been a bit lackluster.
Come now, Sharon. Your skill is something to be praised. This is far more colorful and varied than the breakfast served in my own home.
I would compare this spread favorably with the breakfast served in the Duke's household.
I'm honored that you think so. I've also brewed both tea and coffee if anyone would like some.
My god, she's so pleasant.
Less than impressed with the meal.
It sounds like they had a big argument yesterday.
Not a chance! I thought I'd finally gotten away from her. I'm not going to let her have her way this time.
My lady, please. I truly don't believe the chairman sent me to keep an eye on you like that. She simply sent me so that her beloved daughter might have fewer inconveniences in her daily life.
I can take perfectly good care of myself, thank you very much.
Awkward. Also, Emma's braid is going into her body.
With her myself then. Anyway, I'm not going to try to find out. Anyway, I object to everything about this. Considering how busy Mother is, I'm sure she needs your assistance far more than I do.
I knew it. You're really concerned about her, aren't you? The way you two care so much for each other deep down is one of the reasons I'm so proud to serve you. That's preposterous. Oh, my lady, I almost forgot to mention that I made plenty of your favorite apricot jam. Would you like me to spread some on your toast?
Ooh, really?
That got her attention.
I mean, stop treating me like a child. Though yes, I would like some jam.
Read the ones from the principal. This month, I would like the members of Class 7 to commit themselves to their noble academic pursuits. Though I know, studious as you all are, I can expect that anyway. So on top of that, I'd like you to continue your exploration of the old schoolhouse and report your findings to me. Oh, he goes off topic a bit in some later. You could at least give me quartz like the other cat. Stingy cat. Mishi! They have a wide variety of items here on display, most of which I'm unfamiliar with. Which leads to a question I'd like to ask you, Reem. What sort of goods and accessories do girls my age tend to like? What? I ask because, well, I've noticed that there's a significant difference between myself and the other girls here. For example, I went shopping with Monica recently, only to find myself searching for equipment to keep my sword in shape. Meanwhile, Monica was fawning over cute accessories and the like. Doesn't this prove that I'm rather strange? Well, you're from different class backgrounds, for one thing, and that's a difference between you already. But even amongst the other nobles, you are a little bit different. Just as I thought. But this is of no issue. If there's something I lack, then all I need to do is take the opportunity to learn. Now tell me, which of the items here would most likely grab a girl's attention? I mean, I'm not exactly an expert on the subject, but... obviously it's Mishi. How about this Mishi plush? He's a pretty popular character over in Crossbell. Fascinating. He's certainly charming, to say the least. But how about this? Grab a strap with a blue-haired, muscular man attached to it? If you were Tio, the answer would be even more obvious. Yes. 100%. This Doki character has a rather gallant look to him, doesn't he? I'm 100% sure that most girls wouldn't have any interest in him. Oh. This is more challenging than I had expected. I couldn't be more grateful for your assistance, Rain. If it weren't for you, I never would have purchased something so nice. Not a problem. Still, my grasp on what other girls my age like remains tenuous. It seems I have a long and harsh path ahead of me if I'm ever to truly know. You know, you don't have to force yourself to be like everyone else. Because you aren't like everyone else. You are who you are, and that's exactly why we like you. You've given me a lot to think about today. Let me thank you once again. I'd like for us to go shopping again if you ever have the time. Sure, that would be fun. Oh my god, Towa's not in the student union? What is going on? The world doesn't make sense anymore. I couldn't get a thing done without the rest of the student council. Not a thing. Really? You probably saw it during the meeting. We were able to sort everything out because everyone brought their ideas and opinions to the table. I sit in my fancy chair and act out my role as president, but they're the ones doing all the heavy lifting. I never would have thought of it that way. If I'm being honest, I don't know if I'm really suited to being president. But if everyone believes I am, there's no way I can let them down. Even if I can't meet all their expectations, I want to show them that I'm trying. Wow. I guess that's the best anyone in your shoes could do. Still, Towa's at least got that much to guide her. Maybe if I knew what I wanted to do, if I had some kind of purpose, maybe I'd know what kind of man I want to be. Reen? Boop! Oh my god, that face is adorable. What are you doing? Sorry. You just looked so stone-faced there for a second, I couldn't help myself. You're a first year. No need to get ahead of yourself. You've got another full year here to figure things out. Wait, you're not psychic, are you? I know how hard you've been working, Reen. I can see it as well as anyone, if not better. I don't know what has you so worried, but your answer will come in time. Just take things step by step. I guess. No, you're right. Deep down, I know what she's saying is true. If I start getting desperate, I'm just gonna paralyze myself with fear. We still have a lot more stuff to clean up and put away. But once we finish, I'll make us some tea. That's one way to get me to hurry up. Towa is too pure for this world. Oops, I knew I forgot to lock up. There we are. Wait, did he just lock the door? Seems like it. I guess we're locked in. My luck just keeps getting worse and worse today. At least it's not nighttime or anything. I'm sure someone will come by before too long. That's true, but... So, it's just, reading me here in the dark. Behind a locked door. No, Elisa, focus! This is all Sharon's fault. I wouldn't be here if Ferris and I weren't arguing about her. Isn't that a bit of a stretch? You wouldn't say that if you knew her. She always does this.
Imagine living with someone who knows nearly everything about you, but never thinks about your feelings. And on top of it all, she's always taking Mother's side. Like she did when... what? Oh, Sorry, I shouldn't have tried to pry. Even so, you don't really dislike Sharon, do you? I mean, I guess I can't say dislike. It's kind of hard to dislike someone who's been a permanent fixture in your life since you were a kid. See what I mean? If she's gonna be at the academy anyway, you might as well try and make the best of it. Besides, she's sort of like an older sister to you, right? Siblings aren't always easy to deal with. You're right about that. But still, it wouldn't kill her to think about me a little more. Not a moment goes by in which I don't think about you, Lady Alyssa.
Where the hell did you come from?
Sharon? What are you doing here? Whenever you are in need, I shall be by your side. After all, isn't that what an older sister is for?
She knows how to make an entrance, I'll give her that.
I can't believe she heard all that. Oh my, I didn't interrupt anything personal between the two of you, did I? I would be more than happy to lock the door again and leave the two of you to whatever it was you were up to in here. Don't even joke about that!
But why not, though? I mean, she can deny it all if she likes, but Elisa was thinking about things along those lines. The Grand Maiden? Kind of a lofty name. The fact that she mentioned Vivi has me worried. As it should. Seems like kind of an odd combination to be both a student and a nun at the same time. I'm sure that's fulfilling somebody's fetish.
Oh, it's the creepy psychic girl.
What a gloomy girl. But hey, at least she seems like she enjoys being gloomy. Rather than, you know, just being gloomy because you're depressed or something. Vivi, are you fucking with someone again? This girl. Oh dear. Good luck, buddy. Have fun. I got other things to do. Oh my god. I feel so bad for you, dude. Save him! I'm not cut out for this. Well, that happened. Admit it. You just passed Emma on the waifu list. Oh god. Why though? I mean, sure, I get to ride a motorcycle. Hell yeah, but why? Oh, suddenly Toa and Crow are here too. Oh? What surprise do you have for me? Also, why are they doing all this for Reen specifically? Of course, this means that I get to become a motorcycle samurai, right? Oh, I'm sitting here looking for the weapon shop, and I forgot. That's at the Student Union, isn't it? Because, you know, when I think armaments, I think the Student Commons. That's where I go. That's peculiar. You can now use the Rush Link attack. Huh? Press triangle when link attack appears. Okay. What the hell is that thing? Some sort of demon mouse?
Nope.
Damn it.
All challengers.
I had a feeling that would happen. Be nice, demon rat.
Nope.
Wow. Alright, what's this rush deal? Oh, I see.
It's my turn.
It's like the combo attacks from Sky. Prevents death blows, huh? Now why would you be giving me that? Something tells me that's... the next boss might use death blows. Call it a crazy hunch.
Here they come. Be careful, everyone.
Hey, y'all weren't expecting to get a turn, would you? Were you? It'd be a shame if something happened to it. They just let you know I started streaming. Nice one, Twitch. 4.5 hours in. Yeah, that seems about right. Hope you haven't missed anything important. Nah. Just Machias getting arrested, Eustace being put under house arrest, and then breaking him out of prison. That's all. I just started construction work right outside your bedroom window. Nighty-night!
Turn to flames.
Alright, boss, what you got for me? Disturbing.
This one looks dangerous. Be careful.
Also, there's more than one of them.
Of course. Off guard.
They deal a lot of damage, though.
I'm sorry.
Fuck. That's not good.
Behold, my most powerful strike. I'm sorry, everyone.
Oh, AoE physical attacks. Good to know.
Hear me.
You have my thanks. Right.
Now I just have to get the other two up before I finish up.
Here we go.
Boy, am I glad that counter didn't have an AoE attached to it.
Oh no, you don't.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Oh my god, are you serious? Everyone was lined up perfectly? I didn't even notice that. Well, I'm burning through all my celestial bombs. I keep forgetting to buy revival bombs at the shop when I have a chance. That's why I'm in this pickle.
I'm sorry.
Oh god damn it. Am I really gonna have to blow a Zerum powder on this stupid boss? Well, this is my own fault.
Thank you very much.
Finally got it out of the way though. Let me guess. The next field study is going to involve getting them over this little hump in their friendship. Should be easier to do than Machias and Eustace, at least. 1 additional bonding point that we will spend next time because it's late. I'm tired. I'm gonna go bed. And maybe learn to speak English by the time I wake up. But for now, it's time to go to bed. And so, as always, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, my dudes.